Gender reveal.
Are you ready?
Yes. This is our baby. Sorry. This is our baby.
Alright. Ready?
Yeah. It'll be a girl day.
Hi, Pentad Kids. Today's memory verse is from Hebrews 11:8. By faith, Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went. Even though he did not know where he was going. Let's read it one more time. By faith, Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, but obeyed and went even though he did not know where he was going.
This is a real live Abraham speaking. Hope you are all in good spirits today. I understand you are looking closely at men of God in the Bible, and today it's Abraham's turn. Good, good. Now on to Father Abraham, as he is affectionately called.
Abraham and Sarah loved God very much. Abraham means father of many. Sarah means princess.
Do you know what your name means?
Abraham had many sheep, cattle, and camels. He and Sarah lived in the desert and slept in tents.
Don't forget the goats. How many goats with beards can you count?
Abraham was a man of much trust and faith in God. He was first called Abram, Abram. But after his encounter with God, his name was changed to Abraham, like my name. God made many promises to him, including that he would be father of many nations. As Abram, he left his idol worshiping country and responded to the call of God to another country.
And so Abraham leaves with his wife Sarah, Lot, and all his possessions, and they travel to this new land. And when they encamp, God comes to Abraham and makes a covenant with him, promising him and his descendants all of this land.
One night, God told Abraham he would make Abraham's family into a great nation.
Abraham believed God and trusted him.
God, in his generosity, is going to bestow a great name on this no-name guy, Abraham. And God's blessing of Abraham echoes all the way back to that original blessing God gave humanity in the beginning. God's plan is to rescue and bless his rebellious world through Abraham's family. And this is why the whole rest of the Old Testament story is just going to focus on this one family, eventually called the people of Israel. This is also why Israel will later be called a kingdom of priests at Mount Sinai. God wants to use them to show all of the other nations what he's like.
Well, the stories continue, and so Abraham is looking for an heir to pass all of his possessions on. Sarah does not seem to be able to conceive, so he has a child through a servant, Hagar, has a son, Ishmael. But then Abraham wants to have a child through Sarah. So God comes to Abraham at the Oaks of Mamre through 3 angels and promises that Abraham and Sarah, though they are old, beyond the point of having children, that they will have a son.
Sarah was listening from inside the tent, and she laughed because she was now very old, too old to have a baby. The visitor said, "Why did Sarah laugh? Nothing is too hard for the Lord to do."
Sarah was baffled, but Abraham knew the visitor was the Lord.
After many, many years of waiting, Abraham and Sarah finally had their little boy Isaac. He was God's special gift to them. Isaac means laughter.
Who did Isaac make happy when he was born? Who did you make happy when you were born?
Well, again, there are more plot twists in the story of Abraham. The most significant is that God asked Abraham to sacrifice Isaac.
One day, God asked Abraham to give Isaac back to him. Abraham needed to trust God.
To trust God is like holding the hand of a friend when you can barely see where you're going.
That morning, Abraham woke Isaac and said they were going on a trip. Isaac carried the wood and Abraham carried a knife. He didn't know if he would have to kill his own son.
He trusted God to see him through. Abraham trusted God so much that he was even prepared to sacrifice his then only son to God. But God provided a ram at the last minute instead.
Abraham stood over Isaac, ready to do what God wanted. Suddenly, an angel appeared and said, "Don't hurt the boy." Abraham saw a ram caught in a nearby bush. This was the offering God wanted him to kill.
What happens when you're in a dark and dangerous place? You hold onto your friend's hand because it is the only help you can trust. Because you trust your friend will not let you down, step by step, you follow your friend blindly. This is called faith.
Well, again, there are more plot twists in the story of Abraham. The most significant is that God asked Abraham to sacrifice Isaac. And so Abraham, in great faith, goes and does. And just as he is about to kill his own son, God provides a ram. Abraham passes this test. And so the story continues, but now through Isaac, who will marry Rebekah. And the story of the patriarchs and the matriarchs in Genesis continue.
On the death of Sarah, he married Keturah and had 6 sons, although quite an old man by then. As I said before, my name is also Abraham. My parents thought it was wise to give me that name, the same as this nobleman. I continue to work daily to exhibit even a little of the kind of faith Abraham had in God. Be blessed.
What's the word on the street, y'all? What's the word on the street?
What's the word on the street?
What's the word on the street?
Happy Father's Day to all the amazing fathers out there. Whether you're biological or you're a stepfather, or there's mothers playing the role of a father, or fathers who have passed on to see Jesus, I wish you all a very happy Father's Day. But today I'm going to talk about a bit about my dad. And so if you know my dad, you know he always jokes. That's his number one trait. He always jokes. He loves to make jokes every chance he gets, and that's what I love about him too. Because sometimes he can turn a really bad moment into a good moment, and it just brings joy to people's lives, and that's what I love about him so much. But other than that, he just is so persistent when it comes to family, and he just knows how to love and how to care for us, and he's just been there. Well, he's been there all 17 years of my life, but I can say that he has definitely impacted me more than he knows, and I just hope that he knows that I appreciate him so much, and I love him for all that he does for this family. And yeah, so happy Father's Day, and happy Father's Day to all of you. And I hope you guys have a good day. And children, treat your fathers well, okay? All right, bye.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. We love you so much.
Thank you for all the things you've done for us in this world.
You're the best dad in the world. Happy Father's Day.
Now it's time to recap.
More time. By faith, Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, but obeyed and went even though he did not know where he was going.
You're home. What are you doing with your time?
You put the line like this.
You're showing her belly and her...
Straight.
Cheese.
Yes, see this?
Yes.
Come here. You give too much trouble. Leave the window alone. Bye. Bye, mommy. Bye, baby.